아가씨,
아저씨 이게 뭐야? Hello everybody, Agashi here. So today I'm going to be doing a K-drama review on the recent drama that just came out. It's called Hotel de Luna. I was very excited for this and the drama came out. Unfortunately, it's not a Netflix original, so it's okay. Still get a chance to watch it, but I don't, it's a Saturday and Sunday, like a weekend drama, but I don't really watch it on the weekend because on the weekend, obviously, we have other things to do along with Running Man and catching up on filmings and editing and all these stuff like that. So this is actually a Wednesday and Thursday replacement for it since we don't have much to watch on Wednesday and Thursday. So let's see. Oh yeah, and I just yeah, this is Hotel de Luna. It's actually written by the Hong sisters. If you guys don't know about the Hong sisters, these are, I'm gonna list the dramas that I've seen them wrote about and I watched it. There's way back then, Delightful Girl, Chong Hang, and then My Girl with Lee Dong Wook and Lee Da Hae in there, I think. And then You're Beautiful, Master Sons, Warm and Cozy, and Korean, the recent one we finished last year or something like that, Korean Odyssey. So they are back with Hotel de Luna, so I'm very excited for it. Always look forward to a lot of their dramas. It is a little bit scary, but I will get into the details of it and everything like that. And let's see, I will recap the first 2 episodes with you guys, go over characters, synopsis, and give you guys what my thoughts are. So with the cast, we have IU, Lee Ji-yoon. She plays Chang Ma-woo. She is cursed, so she has been the CEO of Hotel de Luna for 1,000 years. She can only escape if someone who has committed a sin worse than hers. However, like, she cannot remember where her sin is. Therefore, like, she is pretty much forced to run Hotel de Luna, and like the only clients that are there are dead souls. So that's all she gets. It's not even for humans. So Hotel de Luna is meant for dead soul only. And then we get Yo Chingu as Koo Chang-sung. He's a successful assistant manager at a hotel company, but he has like this OCD. So he becomes the manager at Hotel de Luna due to a deal his father made with Chan Man-woo years ago. And then he comes across an old friend who died a long time ago while he works at Hotel de Luna. Then we have Jung Dong Hwang as Manager No. He has been running Hotel de Luna for 30 years. And then we have Shin Jung-gung as Kim Sung-bi, the longest employee of the hotel and the Sky Bar bartender. And then we have Bae Hae-sung as Choi So-hee, a cleaning lady and pretty much room service lady with an extroverted personality. And then we have Pyo Ji-hoo, who is Pyo. He plays Ji Hyun-jung, the hotel frontman, receptionist. He is nice and polite, but he does not like his job. And then we have Kang Mina as Kim Yuna, a smart and honest teenager who comes to the hotel with a curious story. So the synopsis of this drama is Hotel de Luna is located in Seoul. It is not like every other hotel. All its clients are ghost dead souls wandering around. Chan Man-won, who is stuck at the hotel for the past millennium, meets Koo Chang-sung, the new manager, and they go through together of running Hotel de Luna. So for the first two episode review, the drama starts us off with Chan Mang-woo leading a horse with the wagon, who kind of looks like on the wagon, who it looks like a wooden coffin on there that the horse is dragging, and through this dirt road, and her face is covered with the scarf. Her scarf comes off as the wind blows by, and a group of soldiers is discovered with they discover her scarf that flew away, and they are like racing towards the wanted suspect, which is her. And then it turns into evening, and she stops at this food tent for food and drink, and there's like this woman who is very chatty and annoying to her, and constantly keeps asking her what is in the wagon, the coffin and everything. And Chan Ma-won answers like that she's looking for this lodge where the dead can rest, and the woman identifies it as the Moon Lodge, and her eyes like widen, and she's like asking like where can she find it, and the woman tells her that only the dead can venture there and look in the and all these stuff like that. And then so like the woman keeps talking about this Moon Lodge to Manwoo, and then like she kind of got frustrated with the lady, so she took out her sword and be like, tell me, or I'm willing to die for it, all stuff like that. And then the woman noticed the engraving on her sword. It means full moon, which is her name. Her name Manwoo means full moon. So the woman, we find out, I had to look it up, the woman is actually a deity named Mago, and like she disguised in a human form. And so what is it, before Manwoo can do anything, like the soldier that had her scarf that came looking for her, they started running towards her, and she sees them and she gets in position to fight with them. But the moment they reach her, they turn into like dust and everything, and she kind of like is confused, And then we get to hear Mago's voice over here talking to her, saying that you arrogant, you foolish, like you pity human. Now you walked into the place of your punishment. Take responsibility for your sins. And before we know it, a shadow appears behind Mawo, and she thinks that it's someone attacking her. She turns and swings her swords. It's a tree. It gets stuck into the tree. The tree sucks it in, and her flies like start passing in front of her, memories and everything, and she has no idea what's going on. She lost her sword into the tree, and all of a sudden like woods and everything started building the Moon Lodge behind her, and all these stuff like that right in front of her, and there's the mystery tree plant in front of that place, and like that's the end of it for Mawu. And we see Mango saying that now the Moon Lodge has found its new owner, and so she's like, I'm going to leave now. So she takes the wagon and she opens it up, and inside the wooden coffin is full of like bloody swords and bloody ornaments, like gems, vase and stuff like that. And then she tells the spirit, let me escort you guys to a resting spot where you can live, live happily and everything like that. You can rest. And she takes the horse and the wagon with her. And then that ends it there for us, and then we flash to forward to 1998, and we get Oh Ji-ho cameo as Go Chang-sun's father then, and he apologized to his son that it's his son's birthday, but he cannot get Jun Jun-myung or any present to his son, and his son said it's okay. And they end up meeting Mangu again, and she offers flowers for Chang-sung for his birthday, and the father doesn't have money to buy it, and then Gu Chang-soo makes a statement to his father that it's okay, Dad, you don't have to buy flowers for me. If you see flowers on the street, you could just pluck them for me. I'm happy. Any present from you is great, And then that ends it for them, and we move on to seeing Chan Ma-woo walking in this this beautiful skirt and everything, and she's marching to her office, and we get to see in her office all these photos throughout the many years of the hotel transitioning, and her being the owner of it and everything like that, like all these pictures up on her wall. And then she looks out her window and she sees the full moon, and her assistant manager Noel comes in and tells her that it's the full moon, many guests will come tonight, So she's like, okay, let's open for business, but here's the thing, I'm not in a good mood, so just get on with it, And she's cursing at the full moon that she hates it. it, that whenever it's full moon, they get a lot of guests coming to Hotel de Luna. And then the sign for Hotel de Luna flickers turn on, and then we get to see like the building unfold, and it gets bigger and bigger, and taller and everything behind this little tiny building in front of it. So you're kind of like, wow, like they're open for business for full moon. Now we flash back to old Jiho. He's running because he's stolen this cashier money and everything, and the police are chasing after him. He falls off the stairs and he gets up as if nothing happens to him, and he starts running again, and he stumbles upon in front of Hotel de Luna, and he sees a drowned ghost, like water ghost, walks into it, goes into it, and the receptionist take the ghost to the elevator and they leave. And old Jiho decides to follow them because he's pretty much hiding, but he ends up following them. And then we find out the receptionist was Ji Hyun-joo. He had taken the water ghost up to the elevator into the hotel and notifies manager No that their first guest is here, and it's a water guest and needs to be water ghost that needs to be transported to her room. And then manager No notifies them that to just get on with the business and everything, because Chan Ma-woo is not in a good mood to accept pretty much see tons of unwanted guests and stuff like that for the day, and so to just get the business going and everything. And then we get to see Oh Jiho. He realized that he's wandering around looking at everything, going through the rooms and everything like that, and manager No realized that Oh Jiho does not belong there. That place is for the dead. Why is he there, you know? And then he stumbles upon, Oh Jiho continues to wander, and he stumbles upon the ancient tree. Like he kept going on into the hotel, and he stumbled upon the ancient tree, which we've seen in the beginning that Ma-won stuck her sword into it, and then the tree suddenly bloomed a little branch of flowers, and the dad decides to pluck it off, and suddenly Jan Ma-woo appears, and like she calls Oh Jiho a thief for coming into her hotel, and he begs for mercy and asks her to not kill him, and she's like, but you're already about to be dead, you know? And he looks at himself, and his hand starts to fade and everything, and we realize what happened to him. When he fell off the stairs, his leg got broken, his head got cracked, and he's at the hospital with his he's like flatlining, you know, and his son is crying as his son is watching him in the emergency room, begging his dad to make it. And he asks, and then we flash back to Chan Ma-woo and Oh Jiho, and he asks her to send him back, and she makes a trade with him that 20 years from now, send me your son, because the dad doesn't want to die now, because he said, if I die now, who will take care of my son? He's so young. And so Chan Ma-woo was like, oh, you have a son, so 20 years from now, send me your son, and I will not let you die now, you know. So the dad makes an agreement with him and with her, and then she sends the dad back to his soul back into his body, and he wakes up at the hospital. And then so she was just kind of like, okay, you know, I'll wait for 20 years for your son to come back. Now we jump into seeing how Chan Ma-woo's power and stuff works, and how like the people working in the hotel states that they're afraid of her. Like back to the water ghost that Oh Jiho saw. So she got shot in the head and thrown into the Han River. She was wandering around and still holding grudges as she came to the hotel. So she met with Chan Ma-woo, and she tries to Chan Ma-woo prepares her to pretty much go to paradise heaven without any grudges, stating that if you let go of your grudges, you will go to heaven and you'll be born rich the next life. If you don't, and then you still hold your grudges, your next life you're turned into like a dog or a pig. And we find out that this water ghost, she's an undercover police woman, and her covering got blown by her superior and she got killed. So she makes a deal with Chan Ma-woo that she has money in this world where she will pay Chan Ma-woo to go get her revenge for her, because if she goes and get her own revenge, the police woman, she will not get a happy life. So Chan Ma-woo will get the revenge for her. So Chang Ma-woo goes and scare off the mayor for the policeman, and in return, the policeman, when she was doing her undercover, she had found some diamonds, and in trade for that, so she gave Chang Ma-woo pretty much diamonds to pay her for helping her get her revenge. But Ma-woo didn't get to keep any of it because manager No states that they need to pay their debts, their loans, and give money to Oh Ji-ho to raise up Go Chang-sung in return for them, you know. So she only ends up with 2 diamonds to keep, and she was just like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. But we get to see her powers and what she does for these vengeful ghosts or vengeful ghosts who holds grudges. She makes trade, and she makes she scares off people in the human world for them before they can go off to paradise and let go their grudge and move on. Now we get 20 years later, Go Chang-sung has returned back to Seoul. He has been living out of the country, moving from states and country to another because his father told him about Hotel de Luna and the trade his father made. So for him to stay away out of Seoul for at least 20 years before he could come back so that they cannot come and get him. And he thought that staying out for 20 years, when he returns, everything will be fine. He doesn't have to deal with Hotel de Luna. But he was wrong. The moment he started his new job, he received a flower plant from Chang Ma-woo stating that, reminding him that he has to come work for her at Hotel de Luna. He was gonna go meet her, reject the job, but he decided not to. He threw the flower away and got on the subway, and he met her on the subway, and he ended up in a single train with Ma-woo, and she tells him that why did he reject her and why did he throw the flower away, and he didn't know what to do, and he tells her that he doesn't want to work for her, and she's like, well, okay, because the flower is actually a birthday gift for you, and since you threw it away, I will give you a different present instead for your birthday. So she blew into his eye and his ears, and she leaves. Later that night, he started seeing ghosts. Like this I'm gonna call sunglass lady ghost was wandering around, and Go Chang-sung thought it was a human, and she took off her sunglasses and she has no eyes. Her eyes were gouged out and everything, and it scared him. He continues to run, and this ghost keeps hearing him, so it kept following him. And Ma-woo comes to the rescue and tries to recruit him again, but he still refuses the job, and he tells her to take back what she gave him, and she's like, I can't, because it's a birthday gift for you, and I'm going to continue to let you see ghosts and hear ghosts. And now we go back to the mayor that the police and women had a grudge against, and Ma-woo went and got him all crazy and everything. So he was they put him in mental house. He came back out and he had nothing left in his life. Well, he's back now, and after 20 years, and he sees Ma-woo again, and he attacks her. And then just when he attacks her, and he stabs a sharpened rod into her, and Go Chang-sung thought that she died, she took it out and sends it flying through the air to pierce into the mayor guy, and he died instantly, and his body turns into dust. And then we now finally get introduction to Hotel de Luna and the Grim Reaper and everything, and it was getting explained to Go Chang-sung. When the Grim Reaper comes and pick up the dead to go to heaven, they died, and the Mongol deity, she returns, she gives them a lily flower, and the Grim Reaper picks them up, and they cross the Sangju river, like a bridge across it, to go to another world. But those who gets lost and wander off, they end up at Hotel de Luna, where they stay there until they are ready, and then they go off to heaven. Grim Reaper comes and take him and go off to heaven. So that's what Hotel de Luna is, and now that Go Chang-sung is seeing ghosts, he's realizing that everything is kind of starting to come to peace to him, but it's still scaring him a little bit. Next, we get introduced to the Bakdu tiger, who has been wandering around trying to get home. So this tiger keeps wandering around a sick man's house and haunts him, and this tiger keeps wandering around this painting. And Ma-woo and Chang-sung visits the hotel, and that holds the skin made of the dead tiger and everything. And Ma-woo states that she saw it coming to Hotel de Luna, but it refused to walk into her hotel. And she found out that this tiger is trying to go home. And then they also find out that the sick man that the tiger is wandering around is the chairman to Go Chang-soo's workplace, his hotel that he's working now. They get into talking to the chairman and find out that the tiger and the painting was given to the chairman from the North Korea. And so when the tiger was brought back to the South Korea, he refused to mate with any other tiger, lived very lonely, and it died. So Mao knows that the tiger wants to go home, so she was able to talk to the chairman to give the painting to her so she can send the tiger home. And then it's because the painting was a painting of the tiger's home, which is North Korea, so it needs to go through the painting to go back home for its soul to rest in peace. So she thinks back to her conversation with Chang-sung when he asked if she was a ghost, but she states that she just exists, and he calls her a vengeful ghost, but she ignores it because vengeful ghosts, they don't leave until they get their revenge, but she doesn't know exactly what she's there for, besides she has forgotten her memories, so her story kind of mirrors what the tiger was, so it's kind of giving us that certain ghosts having certain things happening to them. It kind of mirrors what Chang Ma-wo's story is, and similar to that, because she kind of doesn't understand why she's even there, or if she's immortal or she's a ghost or anything like that. Now back to Hotel de Luna. Manager No, his time life has come to an end, and he's ready to leave Hotel de Luna to go live his life. So out of everybody in Hotel de Luna, Manager No is the only human. And Chang Ma-wo states, the reason why he's the human and the reason why they're trying to recruit Go Chang-sung to become the human for that hotel is because they need a human to go register their stuff and pay taxes and do human stuff that they cannot do. Well, Manager No, his time has come up and he's done with Hotel de Luna. He can go live his life. He's pretty much retired from Hotel de Luna, but he's old, and when he walked out of Hotel de Luna, he didn't go live his life. He passed away. So he died, and he came to visit Chang-sung, telling him that it's a gift to work at Hotel de Luna, especially when you're the only human there. It's such a beautiful world to be seeing stuff like that. And then Chang-sung didn't get it. Chang-sung thought he just came and talked to him, but he finds out that it's actually a spirit because Go Chang-sung's friend couldn't see who he was talking to. So he realized that Manager No is dead. So after that, Manager No makes his way to Hotel de Luna, and he tells them, I'm finally coming here as a guest, I used to always be a manager here, serve you, help serve guests and everything. Today, I'm a guest. And he goes and meets Ma-wo one last time when all the other hotel workers states that she's cold-hearted. We actually get to see that she's not. She apologizes to Manager No for keeping him for too long, and he had no life outside of Hotel de Luna. But he assures her that his life was very meaningful, and he stayed the life with her, and he was so happy living at Hotel de Luna. Ma-wo became a family to him. She became a sister, a daughter, grandchildren, and everything to him while he was staying at Hotel de Luna. He built wonderful memories and everything, and he is very thankful for her. So we got to see her being in a little pain, realizing that she does have feelings. It's just she puts up a cold front. Now back to Go Chang-sung. He still doesn't want to work at Hotel de Luna, and he is being attacked by a suited armored soldier with blue eyes chasing him. He got saved by Ma-wo, passes out, and he wakes up and he's at Hotel de Luna. But before he wakes up, and he had a flashback dream of way back then of Ma-wo talking to him about this tree and building a home and all this stuff like that. And he wakes up and he's in Hotel de Luna, and he's confused why he has this dream and everything. And then he walks around and it's nighttime at Hotel de Luna, and he finally sees it come to life and the lights and how beautiful it is. And he's kind of pondering if he should take the job, and he thinks about what Manager No's last words to him is that this is a wonderful place to be at because you're the only human there, and you get to see the beauty of it, of another world where nobody else can but you. So that ends it for the first 2 episodes. There is a lot of ghosts and a lot of things appearing in there, but to be very honest, in my opinion, it is not as scary as Master Sun. Honestly, Master Sun's like ghosts and everything was more scarier than Hotel de Luna. Hotel de Luna has some similar stuff to Korean Odyssey, so it's not that scary. So you can actually watch it. They don't they pop out here and there, but there's some comedy in it, so you kind of like don't get scared of it. You kind of just laugh about it and everything like that. But yeah, that is the first 2 episodes. Ajushi and I are actually watching this together. We like it so far. We're having just the first 2 episodes, it got us to think of like, okay, what's gonna happen? Predicting what's gonna happen. Like, how is she stuck and everything? How is she going to get out? So, in Ajushi and I, our opinion, we both agree that her soul, the Chang Mao walking around is just her soul. Her real self is the sword and it's stuck in the tree. And the reason why the tree blooms when it was Go Chang Sung being mentioned or there is he is the key to saving her. He has to pull out the sword in order to save her, in order for her to continue living. But pretty much we don't know who else is going to take over Hotel de Luna if, like, you know, she realizes her past and her sins and leaves, you know. But this is my guess, is that even though she finds that out, she's gonna love Hotel de Luna and she's gonna stick to taking care of Hotel de Luna. That's my guess, but we will see what happens. I think it's a total of 16 episodes, a weekend drama. We do look forward to it and hoping it will turn out good. So we're gonna continue watching it, and when it comes to the end, we'll do a final review with you guys. So that is it for today, and I will see you guys next time.